So now they're working to find out who DJ is. But a few days later, his cousin Skylar calls Detective Aller and says, I went on Facebook and started digging around, and I know who DJ is.
Uh-oh.
Y'all, sometimes people are the best. Not all the time.
Uh-huh.
But today's episode is not an example of that. But
y'all's actions are.
Y'all's reach out, y'all's well wishes, y'all's donations to the GoFundMe to help Rebecca fight this stupid fucking breast cancer. Y'all, it's just so lovely to see.
It means more to me than you will ever know.
Right.
Yeah, it really does. I have noticed every single one.
Yeah. Yep.
And I really appreciate it. I
Thank
really
y'all.
don't think I'll cry this episode. I'm just telling y'all, thank you. And I really appreciate it.
Yes. Even outside of donations, people who shared the post, people who've just sent nice emails or messages. We've read them. We love y'all. Y'all are the best. Our sister Lauren, whom we call Lois, has designed some We Ride at Dawn shirts, and they should be on the website by the time this is airing.
Oh my God, they're so good.
They're
too.
so cute.
Excited.
They may be my favorites that she's done so far. So that's another great way to support, because we ride at dawn for Rebby.
Oh, yes.
Don't we?
Yes. And more merch will come, but
yeah. So
those are going to be the first ones, and they're awesome.
They're awesome.
They give a retro vibe. Like, if y'all like, the first thing I thought of when she was like, "What do you think about this?" I was like, "Oh, it looks like marine layer."
Yeah. I love it.
Love it.
Yeah. So those should be up on the website now. If you want to support in a different way, just in general, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Another thing I have a few things at the top. Another thing I want to shout out is another foundation established for a victim of the Camp Mystic tragedy. Sarah Marsh was an 8-year-old who was from Mountain Brook, which is where we grew up. A lot of our friends' kids were in her class. They told us she was so sweet, such a light, outgoing, just an angel. And horribly, as we've said many times now, she is one of the victims of the floods in Texas. Her family set up the Sarah Marsh Memorial Fund with the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham. Sorry, I can't talk. They said Sarah's love and light lives on through donations to causes that reflect her joyful spirit and passions. It's set up on the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham website, which is cfbham.org. Or if you Google Sarah Marsh Memorial Foundation, and Sarah's with an H, SARAHMARSH. Memorial Foundation is the very first link. Again, if you can, we're calling for a lot of donations lately, but it's such a good cause. And
and these are children. Prepare for one next week to have another.
You do?
Yeah.
Good. Well, we're happy to do it.
Yeah, those Texas floods are tragic. And I want to help any way we can. And if it's the power of the airwaves, so be it.
Let's go. Let's do it. So yeah, check it out. Sarah Marsh Memorial Fund. That sweet little girl, a lot of ties to her poor family. I'm just, again, heartbreaking. Okay. Without further ado, now I'm going to tell y'all about Brad McGary. This is a story I've been thinking. I added it to our long ass list years ago, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, what is everyone's name in it? I could not remember. I was Googling the synopsis. I couldn't come up with it. I knew it was somewhat common, so it just nothing was sticking out to me as I was scrolling through. Then we got a DM on Instagram. From Kelly. She said, y'all should cover the Brad McGary case out of Ohio. And I was like, that's the name. I was like, that's weird. I was like, I have been thinking about that case and been like trying to remember.
I didn't see that crazy. DM, but Brad McGary sounds like the actor on Everyone Loves Raymond, the brother.
Yeah. That's
Brad something.
But yeah, shout out Kelly. Thank you for that. I was like, that's it. That was it. Thank you. So here we go. Sources. I feel like I'm forgetting some now that I'm reading the source list. WTOV9.com, The Intelligencer, court documents, a long ass court appeal document.
Yep.
Oxygen.com, Cinemaholic, and investigationdiscovery.com. First, though, I'm going to tell y'all about Carl and Sherry Kinney.
Okay.
Carl and Sherry Kinney met on October 1st, 2007, which happens to be Carl's 21st birthday. Their mutual friend had a birthday party for him, so Sherry happened to be there, and they just immediately hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry was a single mom of 3 kids who at this point were 4, 3, and the youngest was only a couple months old.
Oof.
I know.
Sherry.
Normally, which is great.
No, of course.
You said it like God, Sherry.
No, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know that our hearts go out to single moms above anyone else.
I know, for real.
It really does.
For real. Normally, this would scare off a 21-year-old, a freshly 21-year-old dude, but he loved it.
He's just one-eyeing her, being like, that's great.
That's cool. You'll remind me again tomorrow, right? He always wanted a big family, and he thought of them as his own. Then when they got married in 2008, the following year, they were his own. They were never his stepchildren.
Oh.
He was never stepdad. They were kids, his kids.
Yeah.
They moved into a house in Brilliant, Ohio, which is
brilliant.
It's brilliant. It's on the very far east side of the state. And there's a lot of coal and steel in this area. So in 2011, Carl started attending a coal mining training course to become a coal miner.
Wow.
It's an insanely dangerous job, but it's also very lucrative. Mm-hmm. So it's a great way to
no one wants to do it.
No one wants to go 2,000 feet underground.
Oh, God.
So it's a great way to support your family, but your family's at home scared shitless.
Mm-hmm.
At this training course, he met fellow coal miner Brad McGary.
Mm-hmm.
Brad lived in Bel Air, Ohio.
Right.
Did I get you?
No, I feel like we've done another story from Bel Air.
No.
Yeah. I've heard of Bel Air, Ohio.
Oh.
So I am not shocked by that.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Sorry, Bel Air. He was originally from nearby Louisville, Ohio, and moved to Bel Air when he became a coal miner. Everyone loved Brad. I know
he lit up a room.
Yeah, I know, but he really, and I have an example of how funny he was. First of all, he's like this big, burly coal miner, very lovable. He really does seem like a little teddy bear. I mean, a big teddy bear, I guess.
Yeah.
But he was also really funny. His friend, Mary Kay, said once they were at Walmart looking at the fish tanks, and he had a question, but there was not an employee in sight. They couldn't find one. So he picked up the intercom and said, "Somebody come help me with the fishies, please."
Okay. Shit like this.
I love that.
I appreciate. That's hilarious.
Help me with the fishies, please. Get your ass over here.
Yes. Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave.
I mean,
that is amazing.
We know a guy that was, why was he in Walmart so late? It was very late. I can't remember. And he picked up the intercom and said, "Customers of Walmart, it's pushing midnight. Please get the fuck out."
Who was that again? That's what I thought.
Okay. He didn't work there.
Yeah, he has no business telling people to get the fuck out.
No way.
Oh, he also got a DUI because he pranked OnStar in his car. Remember OnStar? I don't think it's a thing anymore.
I think it's a thing. I was wondering if that story was true. I think it is.
Yeah.
God, what a dipshit.
It's in your car, and you can press it if you like get in a fender bender or something and be like, "Will you come tow me?" Whatever.
It's like AAA.
Yeah, it's like AAA, but it's just in your car. Only in your car. So when he calls and pranks them, they're like, "Okay, you're clearly drunk, yet you're driving." So we can call the police.
And we can see where your car is. That's part of our benefits.
That's the whole thing.
That's the value add. Right. So that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Anyway.
The dipshits we used to know. Okay.
I love it.
I do too.
So that's what that reminded me of. After Brad and Carl met in the coal mining training course, Brad immediately became a part of the Kinney family. The kids called him Uncle Brad. They did everything together. They spent holidays together, took trips together. They even had a trip to the Bahamas planned for August 2017. But unfortunately, that trip would never come. On May 6, 2017, Carl, Sherry, and their 13-year-old daughter, Elizabeth, were out running errands and ran by Brad's house to drop off a weed whacker. Elizabeth went to the door first, the 13-year-old, and noticed it was open, like ajar. So they're like, that's weird. So they start calling his name, but he didn't answer. So they stood outside and called his cell phone, but he didn't answer that either. So they walked into the house and they see it's a wreck. Drawers are open, stuff is strewn about, like clearly something's wrong. So Carl tells Sherry to go get his gun out of his truck.
Well, first of all, let's take Elizabeth out of the house.
I know.
And then get the gun, right?
Right. But unfortunately, they do not do that.
Oh.
So Sherry gets the gun out of the truck and Carl starts looking around with Elizabeth and Sherry following closely behind.
Oh, get the child out of there.
He goes down to the basement and there they find 43-year-old Brad lying face down on the ground in a pool of blood. He had been shot twice in the head at close range.
Ew.
So that's gruesome.
Yeah.
So poor 13-year-old Elizabeth saw this. Mm-hmm. Poor everyone. I mean, really, but
yeah,
that's your uncle. That's like your buddy.
Right.
And then to see that, to not only find out he died, awful, find out he was murdered, awful, but to see it
firsthand.
So the three of them run out and Sherry calls 911. Investigators didn't find a gun at the scene, but they soon realized that while the place was a wreck, clearly ransacked, it seemed to be staged. There were a lot of valuables left behind, iPads, TVs.
Why do people do that?
If
you're going to stage it.
I do not know.
Sorry, but do it right. Come on.
I know. There was also a 9mm gun in his nightstand. No forced entry. So they really never even considered burglary gone wrong.
Yeah.
Bullshit. They swabbed the drawers that seemed to be rifled through for DNA, but most of them didn't have enough on them for a good analysis.
Yeah.
The swabs that did come back with a matched Brad, which that's his house. So obviously.
Right.
They determined that the time of the murder was between 3 and 3:30 p.m. Very tight timeline. I know. So they start talking to everyone. Brad had a ton of friends. And in the response to their question of what's your relationship with Brad? Almost all of them said, we were best friends. They were like, damn, you had a lot of best friends.
Yeah, yeah.
One of those friends was Wendy. She told them that she didn't know anyone who would want to hurt him until recently. He had just been transferred to a new plant and he was having a lot of trouble with the new miners that he was working with. They asked Wendy if there was one in particular she could name, and she said literally all of them.
Why? What's their problem?
I know. She said that they would just make him do overtime when he didn't want to. He was given the task that nobody else wanted to do, which sounds like a typical new guy does the grunt work.
But on top of that, type of thing.
Yeah, but on top of that, she said they were dicks to him. It was just not what he was used to in his old mind. They were all buddies in his old place. He was very stressed and miserable, she said.
Oh.
Detective Aller, who was leading the investigation, found out which mine he was working at. And coincidentally, the Belmont County Sheriff's Office had a detective who had recently left work to go work at that mine.
Oh.
He left his life as a detective to work at the mine.
Wow.
I know. So he goes to talk
one dangerous job to the next. That guy's family's like, can you give us a fucking break? Come on.
I know, but this one pays a lot better.
No, I know.
Well, detective, whatever. Anyway, so he goes to talk to him. He's like, great, I know someone who works there. Let me get the scoop from him and from obviously the other coworkers.
Yeah.
So they're talking to all of them, and all the miners, including the ex-detective, was like, no, that's bullshit. We liked Brad. He didn't have issues at work. So they shelf that for now. They're like, okay.
Well, I'd take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, now that he's a victim of murder, you're not going to.
Yeah,
we were bullying him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like school children.
Right. So they shelf them for now.
Uh-huh.
Then they talked to Sherry and Carl, obviously, since they found them. And they were cooperative. They volunteered DNA. They both gave their cell phones. They also tell them about a relationship that had just recently ended, that Brad just recently ended.
Mm-hmm.
It was with a 22-year-old that he met from a coal mining friend. This relationship seemed very up and down. There's a 21-year age gap. 43. Okay. He's 43. This is 22. Mm-hmm. 21-year-old age difference. There was a lot of on again, off again. But this time, Brad had decided that they were off for good.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. And they look into the scorned ex, but the scorned ex had the best alibi you could possibly have.
Jail.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know much behind it. It was a probation violation. Okay. That's really all I know. But
it's ironclad.
Ironclad, literally. So from here, they're at a total loss.
Mm-hmm.
Carl told them that Brad recently hired 2 guys to put up a fence. So they explored the idea that maybe these guys felt shortchanged or something, came back and did this, but they couldn't find the guys. It wasn't an official company. There was no contract. They had no idea who these guys were. Carl didn't know their names or anything. So that was a huge dead end.
Yeah. And so unlikely. If
I
people,
mean, right.
They're putting up a fence. If they're,
Yeah. Okay. It's very unlikely.
Probably hard workers, actually. Probably get in, get out.
Right. Then they look back on what Brad was doing the day before and the day of the murder. His cousin Skylar said the night before he was murdered, she, Brad, and the whole family went to a family member's wedding in a neighboring town. The next morning, which was the day of the murder, there was a big family brunch at their grandmother's house.
Mm-hmm.
While at brunch, Brad got a text and he got sort of giddy about it. So Skylar was like, what? And he told her the text was from DJ and they were meeting up later for a nap. And he like sort of winked or did air quotes, something insinuating that it was obviously not a nap. It was sex. Gave a little ha-ha.
Yeah.
So investigators like, okay, who the fuck's DJ? And she told him that that was his code name for someone he had been secretly seeing.
Uh-huh.
And the reason it's a secret is because they were married with kids and the affair had been going on for years.
Oh, shit.
And this was one relationship Brad really wanted to make work. She said he was head over heels in love.
Mm.
So Brad got that text to go meet his secret love and leaves brunch soon after. And this is a huge lead.
Yeah.
Like, is DJ the murderer? Did the spouse find out and murder Brad? Like, now we're on to something.
She doesn't know who DJ is?
No, she had no idea.
Okay.
So now they're working to find out who DJ is. But a few days later, his cousin Skylar calls Detective Aller and says, I went on Facebook and started digging around and I know who DJ is.
Uh-oh.
And I just love when civilians get shit done.
I know.
I mean, it's so good. So investigators are like, great. Let it rip.
How satisfying would that be? If you get out and you're like, I'm going to do a little sleuthing and then it actually
pans out.
Yeah. Pays
off.
It
does. Yes, it does. They say, okay, great. Who is DJ? She says, it's David Carl Kenny Jr.
Oh my God.
The best friend who found him. He was having a secret affair with his best friend, his kid's Uncle Brad, for years.
Oh my God. Sherry. You would think it would have been Sherry.
I know. It's not. So wait, let me first say he goes by David. I was calling him by his middle name to throw y'all off a little bit. I'm sorry. I thought if you heard DJ, you would know David, but it's DJ because he was David Jr. Get it? But, it's David Kenny, David Carl Kenny Jr. Get it? So,
wow.
Yes. Brad was out of the closet. He was a proud, openly gay man.
Sure.
That 22-year-old ex who was in jail was named Scott.
Okay.
David Kenny, however, was absolutely not. He was not out, clearly. He was married to a woman. They had 3 kids. He would have done anything to keep this secret.
Including murder.
Yeah. After learning this.
Is this what people were mean to Brad at his new coal mine?
So they explored that. So the original coal miners, they're on a bunch of interviews and they loved him. They said it was like funny. Yeah. Like he would come in and be like looking cute today. Like he would like mess with them and they would mess with them back. They were fun. They loved them. And they're like, I know what it sounds like. Very small town, Ohio, a bunch of coal miners.
Yeah.
We were
burly ass man.
Yeah. They said we were very open-minded. Like we're a lot more open-minded than you think. And the new miners said that too. It's like they really didn't know what Wendy was talking about. But they did explore that maybe this was a hate crime.
Yeah.
After learning this, investigators get the data back from David's cell phone, and it very much confirms the affair. I guess when he turned his phone over to them, he didn't think they could see deleted items. Come on. But they certainly could. And there were intimate texts, pictures were among a lot of the evidence that, yes, this affair was happening. So they bring David back in, or Carl, as y'all may know him now, but he goes by David. So it's David from here on out.
Sure.
They bring him back in for some more questions, and the entire thing is online. If you're easily cringed by the theatrics of someone fake grieving,
Oh.
I discourage you from watching it. It's like other podcasts have done the story and they play it and I'm like, it's actually annoying. I actually want it off. I need it gone. Is
it the body cam footage? I've seen that. I feel
no, and that was legit. That's what shocked me.
I remember seeing that.
There's a dateline on this.
Yeah.
Something secret. I've seen it before. I think that's where I got this story from years ago. So it's
that's what when you said it became familiar to me. And I'm like, I remember that body cam footage. I feel like, and that was legit. That was good acting.
Oscar award-winning acting. It's the Dangerous Secret, but no, it's the interrogation. I get so anxious watching people trying to come up with a new explanation when they're put on the spot. I'm a bad liar, so I would cave immediately. And he should have just done that. It's very, I can't.
Because now it's just embarrassing.
Well, he's like wailing and it's just too much. I hate it. I'm not going to play it, obviously.
No. But he let his child go in there.
Oh, yeah. That comes up.
So, you're an asshole.
I know. So they ask him to recap his day, the day of the murder again, which they already heard, but they just remind us. Mm-hmm. He said that he and Sherry went to lunch with the kids. Then David dropped them off and went shopping for a new trailer for his truck. He dropped them back off at home, went out shopping for a new trailer. Mm-hmm. Then he came back home, helped Sherry dye her hair. Then later, which is a fun tidbit.
Fun.
Then later that afternoon, he, Sherry, and 13-year-old Elizabeth went to drop off the weed whacker at Brad's house and made that horrific discovery.
What the fuck? Oh, okay.
Investigators were like, okay, so when you dropped them back off at home after lunch, you did not go to Brad's. To which he says no. Then they tell him that his cell phone places him at Brad's. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, yeah. This is also where I cringe. When they remember a sudden memory.
Right. Oh, I was at the victim's house. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Oh, gosh. Yes. I did drive by there to see if he was there and he wasn't. So I just kept driving. Then he tells him, no, actually, okay, fine. I pulled in the driveway and I waited for him to get home. And he pulled up and there was a man in his passenger seat. David said he didn't know who this man was, but he described him as a little dirty. And he said he was about the detective's height. He made him stand up and he's like, yeah, about your height. David said the three of them went inside and Brad and the dirty stranger went to the basement. And all of a sudden David heard gunshots. So he got scared, ran out the door, drove away, and he didn't call police. And he was sorry for that, but he just didn't. He was scared.
Instead, I went to go get my child, and we went over there together. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Exactly. So aside from it being ridiculous, police looked in Brad's car at the scene, after they called 911, and there was a bunch of stuff in the front seat. So no one sat there. Not that that's the only reason that's, of course, not true.
Right. I've seen a picture of this guy, David Carl Kinney Jr. Uh-huh. If his best friend's getting attacked downstairs, he's not running out the front door. He's a big ass, burly, coal mining tough guy.
You've got to go
down there. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Right.
Get out of here.
I know. Plus, they know for a fact that this dirty stranger bit is not true because of something else they were keeping in their back pocket. Mm. They say, okay, Brad's neighbor is the Bel Air chief of police. Oh. Our boss. And damn it, if he didn't have the best security cameras money can buy. So we know this is all bullshit.
Right.
We know that you pulled up to Brad's house at 2 p.m. and waited on him until he got home at 2:55 p.m. God, sat there for an hour. Then we see you leave the house 16 minutes later at 3:11 p.m. Remember, the estimated time of the murder was between 3 and 3:30.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
Damning. Really damning. Then they say, then we see you coming back later that afternoon with your daughter and your wife. So with this zinger, David lands on his final version of events. Oh. And this is the story he's going to settle on. This is it.
Okay. Let's hear it.
He went over to Brad's and they got into an argument because Brad thought David took some money from him, which he insisted he did not. Then the argument turned into the fact that David wouldn't leave Sherry and the kids. Brad was sick of sneaking around and wanted their relationship to be official. And he told David that if he didn't do it, he'd go to Sherry with everything, texts, pictures, the truth, all of it.
Yeah.
David told him, no, I'm not leaving the family. And no, you're not going to do that. In fact, the affair, we're done with this. We're only friends from here on out. We're not hooking up anymore, whatever. He said Brad flipped out, smacked him, yelled at him that he had been fucking with him for too long, then proceeded to grab his .22 Derringer gun and pointed it at David. David wrestled the gun away from him and in fear shot Brad in the head twice. So it was self-defense. They say, like, okay, well, if that's true and you did nothing wrong, why did you stage it to look like a robbery? Right. And he said he didn't. That was Brad rifling it through his own shit, looking for the missing money they were arguing about. Sure, Jan. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. They asked him if Sherry knew about the affair and if she was in on the killing.
No, dude.
Scorned wife. And David assured them, no, she knows nothing about it. And he asked if he could be the one to tell her. And she's out in the waiting room. So detectives are like, sure, we're going to go get her.
Oh my God.
So she comes in, the detectives step out, but the camera is rolling. Again, it's all online. Go for it.
Right.
He doesn't say it outright. He says he went over there and, quote, he flipped out on me. He grabbed his .22. And before he even did that, he slapped me around a bit after I told him that this was it. He wanted me to leave you guys. And she starts getting it. And she goes, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my God.
Apparently, she had some suspicions like the year prior. A few people detectives talked to during the investigation said this. David said this is not true. Who knows? But she confronted him about it like back in 2016, saying like, is something going on?
She got an inkling.
Yeah. I think because he did some work around Brad's house. He was over there a lot. Like she just asked him about it. And it was around the time that I think Brad was like, I want this to be official. So he was just very stressed about it. I don't know.
Okay.
So apparently she had inklings. She's very shocked in this interrogation room. So in about 10 seconds, she finds out that her husband and one of her closest friends, her kid's uncle, quote unquote, were not only having an affair, but her husband murdered him.
Right. Oh, I mean, Sherry.
You'd pass out from shock. So much information you weren't expecting.
Right.
Then she comes to another realization and she goes, you took me and our daughter there.
There you go.
Again, you let our 13-year-old see this gruesome scene. So she's just
that you committed. Now
flabbergasted.
It's all going to be out and she's going to know that you allowed her in there. This is a crime that you committed. That she saw firsthand.
Right.
Horrifying. That's the last you're ever going to speak to your daughter. She's,
Yeah. So Sherry's pissed. She's sad. She's shot. She tells him, I can't look at you right now. But ultimately, I mean, they talk for a while and she says she knows the type of person he is. This is not him. And she even gives him like a huge hug before she walks back out. And investigators come back in and arrest him and charge him with aggravated murder with a firearm.
Right.
And I think when because the investigators question, like, why the fuck did you let Elizabeth go in that house? That's how much he wanted to play this part. He did not, that wasn't his plan, obviously. He wanted her to not go in the basement, follow him into the basement, but it wasn't, he couldn't lit up the jig that he had no idea what was in the basement. So he couldn't be like, no, you go turn around. I don't know why. Sure you can.
Sure you can. Returning a weed whacker is not a 3-person job. You stay in the car.
Right.
There. Done.
Well, she wanted to see him. That's why she went with him. She wanted to see her Uncle Brad. So they were going to like go in and visit and, chat. God. It's just the worst. He just put her in the worst situation.
Right.
An asshole. He pleaded not guilty and his trial,
for self-defense.
Well, self-defense.
Whatever.
Yeah. His trial started in January 2018. Prosecutors said this was a planned ambush. They think Brad did push David to end the marriage.
Yeah, I believe the story up until the self-defense thing. I'm like, I bet that conversation did happen. I bet that's why he did it. Sure.
Brad's friends say the same thing. They're like, I think he did do that. I think he threatened to tell Sherry, threatened to show pictures, threatened to do all of it. The defense, of course, says no, it was self-defense because Brad freaked out and grabbed his .22 Derringer.
Back in the head? He was shot twice on the back of the head? Is that right?
I said shot twice in the head, but we do come to learn it was in the back. So David said when he got the gun from Brad, he shot him, like they were face to face, and he shot him and it went in the top of his head. And then Brad fell on his face. And while down, he shot him in the back of the head and he doesn't know why. He says, I don't know why I did that. It was just chaos. It was frantic. I didn't know if he was dead. I shot him in the back of the head. I don't know why. Prosecutors say, nah, It's very clear it wasn't self-defense because both the gunshots were from the back of the head.
Right. They can tell entry and exit.
Right. The one at the top of the head that he thought he was covering his ass for was a clear exit wound.
Okay.
So they're like, we can tell that, right?
Right. He doesn't seem to know a lot. It's 2017.
Yeah.
Everyone has cameras, first of all.
There's got to be the chief of police who lives next door. Or he lived like a little bit down the street, but still got everything.
Right. You're running the risk of someone having a camera. They know when an entry and exit wound happen. They know which one is which.
I know.
They know a lot. They know when you delete texts. David, come on, get with it.
Get with it. So they also come out at him with the fact that he texted Brad at 3:26 p.m., roughly 15 minutes after the murder. And it said, stopped by, you weren't home yet. Call me when you get there and we'll come out. I guess saying like, we'll come out and drop off the weed whacker. But clearly you're covering it up.
Right.
This is not self-defense.
Right.
You had a plan.
Oh, guy, he sent that text and was like, yes, I'm so smart. That was such a good call.
That was such a good call.
Yeah.
Sherry actually testified for the defense, saying that the afternoon of the murder, David was acting fine, like when he came back home, completely normal, helped her dye her hair. She also spoke to his character and how he was a great father to their children for the past 10 years. They've been together for a decade, which was shocking that I don't know.
Yeah. Of course he's acting normal. His secret's dead. I mean, the only other person who knows his secret is gone now. So yeah, I'm sure he's acting very normal, relieved almost.
Yeah. Giddy, a pep in his step. Mm-hmm. I read somewhere that she said the only weird part was that he helped her dye her hair. So
here's that box style. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I think that was the only thing she was like, wow, you're in a good mood.
Right.
You always say no to this shit, but now you're doing it. Great. Thanks. They never found the murder weapon, and investigators could never verify if Brad even owned a .22 Derringer that David claims he pointed at him. They found the 9mm gun in his nightstand, which they did confirm to be Brad's. But they found no record of him owning a .22, nor did they find ammunition in his house for a .22. They didn't find a holster either.
What was in his bedside table?
A 9mm.
Oh, 9mm. Okay.
And he was shot with a .22. And David saying, yeah, he grabbed his .22 and he pointed at me, so I wrestled it away and I shot him with it. I guess explain why there's 22 shell casings.
Right.
And they're like, he didn't own a .20. Where did he get that? He's saying it was Brad's.
Yeah.
They're saying we didn't find ammunition for a .22.
Right.
We've never found the .22. We can't verify that he owned a .22. They said they didn't find a holster for the .22, which they said for that type of gun, you would need a holster because it's very dangerous to just carry in your pocket.
Oh.
It's little.
It's shocking how little I know about guns.
It's crazy. And in my mind, I'm like, why? Because it's too big. And then I Googled it and it's like the most baby gun. In the entire world. So maybe that's why, because it's too loose in there. You gotta keep it secure. I don't know. Anyway.
The fuck knows.
He was found guilty and sentenced to life without parole for aggravated murder plus 3 years for the firearm specification. Don't know what that means. He filed an appeal but was denied. So he remains in an Ohio prison. Sherry ultimately filed for divorce and remarried. And she doesn't really do interviews. She prefers to keep a low profile and focus on her kids.
Fair.
And this was
so fair.
Yeah, this was he started his sentence in 2018.
Wow.
Oh,
and she's remarried. Okay.
So she found a new love, she said. She
okay,
told,
good.
I can't, maybe it was in that Oxygen interview. She just commented. She wasn't in an interview.
Yeah.
And that's the story, the murder of Brad McGary, that poor, lovable teddy bear.
Oh, God.
Everyone loved him. He became a coal miner because, again, it was lucrative. He started with a passion to become a hairdresser. So he went to I think that's where he and Scott met. They met through a coal mining friend. Scott's dad was a coal miner. So I think that's how they met.
His ex-boyfriend.
The
21-year-old.
The 22-year-old. Yeah, so he was a hairdresser, but he just was not making enough money. So he became a coal miner.
Wow.
He was sweet. I know, talk about a switch.
Yeah, wow.
He seemed very sweet.
That is horrific.
I know.
What a dick.
I know. Okay, I have a custom shout out from Victoria. I'm shouting out my dad, Scott Urbach, and the first book he wrote called Admit Nothing.
Oh, wow.
It's available on Amazon, an ebook, paperback, hardcover, and even audiobook. My parents both worked for the CIA. Stop. Wait, I think I responded to you, actually. I was like, wait, hold on. I have so many questions.
Wait.
Okay. My parents both worked for the CIA, where they met and fell in love. And his novel is a political thriller informed by his experiences as a CIA officer. I would love for PATW listeners to check it out. It'll be right up their alley. He's already working on the next installment in the series. Holy shit, Scott.
Holy shit.
Scott Urbach. So it's, if I'm saying that right, I hope I am. It's Urbach.
Wow. Isn't there
Admit Nothing.
It meant nothing?
No, admit nothing. ADMIT.
Oh.
Like you keep your mouth shut.
Oh, it meant nothing. Okay.
Admit nothing.
I thought you said it meant nothing.
Like, here's the plot
meaningless.
twist. It's a chick flick, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was like, ooh, what is that?
Ooh.
Wasn't there a TikToker whose dad was, maybe it was just like FBI or ex-FBI, that they just like always stick their phone in their face like, Dad, answer this.
Yeah. Questions you want to know from a former spy. That's what it's,
yeah, he was yeah.
That's how she starts everyone. Do not start that when you're trying to go to bed. You're scrolling you just want to hear he can't answer some of the questions, but obviously. It is really good.
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
What's her name?
Yeah.
She lives in DC because she has another like funny one. Damn it. Sorry. If some of y'all probably know who we're talking about. Questions we have for a spy or what you really want to know from a former spy. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awesome, Victoria.
That's awesome.
Admit nothing. ADMIT. Nothing.
Admit nothing.
Got it?
Got it.
Now, patrons, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. Buckle up. I have 88 patrons to shout out because y'all are the most supportive listeners
sweet
in the entire world.
Thank you so much. This is what got me emotional earlier.
Oh my God.
Before recording, luckily. I'm not going to cry every episode. I promise.
I know.
But this is awesome.
This is awesome. BJ, Ashley. Oh, Ashley. Hey, girl. That's my friend here in Asheville.
Oh, okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Terry, Amanda, Lindsay, Hannah, Pamela, Elizabeth, Margaret, Catherine, Christy, Claire, Mystique, Redia. I'm sorry. I know. Mm-hmm. Lindsay, you won't be the only one. I promise.
You won't be the first. You're not going to be the last.
No, not even in this list. I'm sure I'll mispronounce. Mm-hmm. Lindsay, Emily, Spencer, Sonia, Megan, Angie, Whitney, Denise, Brittany, Amanda, Laura, Vanessa, Nicole, Allison, Holly, Lisa, Haley, Michelle, Kristen, Kylie, Liv RR. I don't know. I love it. Jess, Natalie, Lauren, Trish, Dina, Megan, Tracy, Emily, Andrea, Anna, Justine, Michaela, Jenny, Natalie, Celeste, Jeanette. Oh, Celeste, girl. Oh my God, y'all. I love y'all.
Who's that? What?
My other friend. Yes. You've been to her house, you know.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
Duh.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Love y'all. Okay, Jeanette. Luzana, Kesha. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
We don't say that anymore. We're feeling like, yeah, what do you do?
What do we do about that?
Feeling like Drake.
No, he's problematic too, I think.
Oh, is he? I can't keep
feeling like Snoop Dogg.
Oh, okay.
Snoop, come on.
I'm working with 2-syllable people here.
I know. We're going to give it to Snoop.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. Jane Ann. Sorry, I'm not going to shout out everyone we know. Okay, sorry. I love y'all.
Love y'all. Thank
Jane
y'all.
Ann, Rachel, Heather, Han, Thomas, Avery, Hannah, Kelly, G Mama, Jill, Meredith, Claire, Becca, Tracy, Kristen, Victoria, Carla, Court, Haley's version.
Haley's version?
It says Court, Haley's version. I just love that. Flannery, Nikki, Jamie, Jessica, Kimberly, Lindsay, Kara, Gabrielle, Colleen, Charlie, Jen, Jennifer, Sarah, Peyton, Cassandra, and Jennifer. Wow. Y'all. I just named 88 names. That is the nicest, most
record.
There's got to be an easier way to grow the Patreon. I'm just kidding. That is so an easier way than to like get cancer. Yeah. That is so nice. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have no idea. That is
amazing.
Incredibly supportive.
I'm humbled and honored and wow.
Thank you. And thank everyone for listening, sharing, telling people about it, reviewing.
Please.
You're the best.
People are the worst.
Bye.